He thought he owned the world. A millionaire, untouchable, arrogant, and in the grand marble lobby, he decided to humiliate someone he believed was beneath him. A slap, a shove, all in front of cameras, in front of witnesses. But the janitor he mocked wasn't who she appeared to be. Every move he'd made, every secret he thought safe, had been watched. And in that single, shocking moment, everything he valued teetered on the edge of collapse. What he didn't know would destroy his empire and change his life forever. Bradford Sterling had always lived in a world built on power and privilege. Hotels, private jets, and exclusive parties weren't just indulgences, they were his statement to the world. He was untouchable. But even in his carefully curated life, there were details he overlooked, people he dismissed, and shadows he ignored. In the grand lobby of his latest acquisition, a routine inspection was underway, or so he thought. The janitor quietly went about her work, sweeping the marble floors, her uniform blending into the background. Nobody paid her attention. Nobody, that is, except for Bradford, whose arrogance made him believe that everyone around him existed, merely to serve him. She watched him from the corner of her eye, calm and composed, as he moved through the lobby with the confidence of someone who believed he owned not just the building, but the entire city. Every smirk, every dismissive glance he threw at the staff, she cataloged. Every gesture was noted, every word memorized. Bradford had no idea that this seemingly ordinary janitor wasn't just cleaning floors. She was a highly trained CIA operative assigned to observe, infiltrate, and record. The world she navigated was one of secrets and danger, of careful strategy and quiet observation. And today, that world was about to collide with Bradford's universe of wealth and entitlement in a way neither of them could have anticipated. A single interaction, a slap, a shove was all it would take to ignite a chain of events that would leave him powerless, humiliated, and forever changed. Bradford Sterling's arrogance had always been his armor, but in the lobby that day, it would become his downfall. He moved with a swagger, tossing orders to staff as if the marble floors beneath him were part of his personal kingdom. The janitor, calm and silent, swept around him, her eyes quietly tracking every detail. Each gesture, each careless word he uttered, was catalogued with precision. Then, the moment came. Bradford's gaze fell on a spilled drink near the reception desk. Without hesitation, he barked at the janitor, demanding she clean it immediately. She complied, her movements deliberate, careful, nothing hurried or flustered. But he saw only what he wanted, an opportunity to assert dominance. In a sudden cruel motion, he struck her across the face, leaving the sound echoing in the lobby, a shocking punctuation to his entitlement. Guests froze. Phones appeared in hands, cameras captured every second. The slap was not just physical, it was a statement, a display of power he assumed was unchallenged. Bradford's smirk widened as he surveyed the scene, expecting submission, shame, fear. What he didn't expect was the unwavering calm in her eyes. She didn't flinch. She didn't cry out. Instead, she reached into her pocket, producing a small, unassuming device. In seconds, the room filled with a buzz of feeds, encrypted transmissions, and evidence that Bradford Sterling had been under watch for months. Every bribe, every shady deal, every manipulation was being documented. The lobby that had once been his stage of superiority became a cage, his every move trapped in real time. Bradford's confusion turned to panic. Staff exchanged glances, whispers of disbelief spreading like wildfire. The luxurious hotel lobby, with its polished marble and golden chandeliers, now felt like a courtroom, every witness a jury. The so-called janitor's calm, meticulous precision revealed a reality he could never have prepared for. The power he thought absolute was fragile, conditional, and completely exposed. As security approached, guided by the operative's discreet signals, Bradford's world began to crumble. The cameras he trusted, the walls he believed protected him, had become instruments of his undoing. Each step he took was carefully monitored, each reaction anticipated. He realized too late that in underestimating her, He had underestimated an entire system designed to dismantle arrogance with surgical precision. And in that moment, with every eye on him and the truth unraveling around him, Bradford Sterling finally understood. The empire he had built on dominance and fear was not unassailable. The janitor was not just a witness, she was the storm. And it had only just begun. Bradford Sterling's confidence shattered in an instant. The marble lobby, once his throne of power, now felt like a courtroom, a stage where every misdeed, every hidden crime was about to be revealed. The so-called janitor stood firm, her expression calm, controlled, almost unshakable. But Bradford's mind raced, panic clawing at his thoughts. How could this be happening? How could someone he dismissed so easily hold the key to his destruction? Security personnel and hotel staff, guided by the operative's silent signals, began to converge around him. Guests craned their necks, phones raised, capturing every second of the unfolding spectacle. He tried to speak, to assert his dominance, to dismiss the chaos, but words faltered on his tongue. Every attempt to reclaim control only highlighted his vulnerability, his arrogance crumbling under the weight of exposure. Then, she revealed the final piece. With a subtle motion, she activated a device that displayed live evidence on nearby screens. Financial records, secret meetings, illegal dealings, all meticulously documented over months. The empire he had built on fear and deception lay bare before him, undeniable and damning. Shock rippled through the lobby as the truth became impossible to ignore. Bradford's face paled. His power, once absolute, dissolved in the glare of cameras, the judgment of onlookers, and the silent authority of the operative who had watched every move he thought was secret. He lunged for excuses, for denials, but the room had already shifted. What was once a simple slap had ignited a cascade of consequences that left him exposed, humiliated and powerless. In that tense, surreal moment, the operative stepped forward. The facade of a janitor fully gone. Every eye was on her, every witness aware that the balance of power had shifted. Bradford Sterling, the untouchable millionaire, had underestimated someone who seemed ordinary but was anything but. And as the weight of his arrogance crushed him, one undeniable truth settled in the room. Some actions have consequences far beyond what the eyes can see. And underestimating the wrong person can bring even the mightiest empire to its knees. Bradford Sterling left the lobby that day, but he was not the same man who had entered. The humiliation, the exposure, the undeniable truth of his actions clung to him like a shadow he could never shake. His empire, once untouchable, had revealed its fragility in front of everyone he thought admired or feared him. For all his wealth and influence, he had overlooked the most important lesson: arrogance blinds. And power is never absolute. The operative returned to her world quietly, her mission complete, but the impact of her actions lingered far beyond that hotel lobby. One person's courage, combined with preparation and precision, had turned a moment of cruelty into a reckoning. Bradford's defeat wasn't just personal, it was a symbol of accountability. A reminder that no one is above justice, no matter how untouchable they seem. For the witnesses, the staff, and the guests who had recorded every second, the story spread like wildfire. It wasn't just about the slap. It was about exposure, the unraveling of a carefully curated life built on arrogance and deceit. And for those watching, it became a moment of reflection. What happens when power is challenged, when the underestimated reveal their true strength? The janitor, or rather, the CIA operative, walked away silently, leaving behind a lesson carved into the minds of everyone present. Actions have consequences, and the smallest, most overlooked people may hold the power to change everything. In a world obsessed with wealth and status, sometimes it takes just one courageous act to remind us all that justice, strategy, and awareness can topple even the mightiest. The question lingers: how many times do we underestimate someone, only to realize too late that they were quietly holding the keys to our reckoning?